My name is Jason Sharp. I'm the project director for the mechanical and plumbing contractor Dynamic Systems on the Kyle project. Dynamic Systems is a mechanical contractor. We've got offices throughout the United States. We do primarily commercial HVAC, plumbing, and mechanical piping systems. But we also do high purity hospital and semiconductor work. Our involvement on the Kyle project is the hydronic, which is the heating water and chilled water for the HVAC, air handlers, fan coils, the ductwork for all the HVAC, air distribution, plumbing above grade and below grade for your storm, drain, waste and vent, all of your concession stands and toilets.
My name is Bert Jebusek. I work for Dynamic Systems and I am the BIM coordinator, project coordinator for Kyle Field. BIM is building information modeling, that we take all the information that we need to create anything that we're building to put inside the building itself. The building is created three-dimensionally, where we can fabricate and coordinate off our three-dimensional models.
So you're actually building that entire structure or project in a three-dimensional world. You're solving all of the clashes. You're working with the design team to take the design team's concept and make it a reality. And that's the step to do. That's the interim step between the design team and the final product. That's what building information modeling is for us.
Once we're done, we issue the drawings out to the field, and the field goes out there and they start installing off of our shop drawings.
Could not build this job without it. And I'll be the first to admit that that's not been one of my things that I've always believed in. I am kind of on that cusp of, I'm just old enough to where computers weren't the thing when I was little. And so I'm not a computer guy. I don't play video games. It just never was any kind of my deal. We can build buildings without computers. We've done it for millions of years. Why do we need a computer now? Other than communication and some of the neat tools and stuff, BIM just wasn't the thing that I just thought we had to have. Cowboy Stadium was not built with a lot of BIM. This job, however, with the interface of the existing structures and all of the conduit and pipes and everything going through there, it's imperative. We have to have it. We have to work out those deals so that when that conduit gets here, it's put in place. We don't have to worry about the bends and going around steel columns and structures and all that kind of stuff, because it's already done. And so they figured that out well in advance to ever fabricating the piece of steel or the piece of pipe, and it makes it flow together quicker.
You can look and see who needs to go up first, who's got the highest material up in a hallway that's real congested, who needs to get their stuff up in the building first, who needs to go second. You can coordinate all that. Of course, you coordinate all the clashes so we don't have any issues out in the field to where you're hitting somebody else and you're fighting for space. You get all that worked out.
You have to be able to fabricate them off-site. DSI is a great example. They have taken the 3D modeling portion of their world, they fabricate it over on another site, and they bring it to this site and they put it in place and they connect it and they're done. And so it takes that field installation process and cuts it, more than half.
If we didn't do that, we'd have to wait till the steel was in place, we'd have to wait till the concrete's poured, and then we start piecemealing this piece by piece. We'd never make the schedule.
But ultimately, it provides a better value for the customer, because we're able to lower our costs to be more competitive than our competitors, because we are able to prefabricate and be prepared from before the project actually ever gets out of the ground. Without BIM, we wouldn't be able to do what we do and provide the savings ultimately to the owner.
And then you can take that BIM model, and for our purpose, we also download that electronically to our plasma cutters and our coil lines to create our custom-made sheet metal fittings. And our plasma cutter puts all that stuff and makes it fit to where you minimize the amount of waste that you have when you cut this stuff out. No more hand layout. We took a all-day process and turned it into actually somewhere around 10 minutes. They'll run this through and make the flanges and the connection point to that, and then they'll put all of it together and then put it out the back door. We have barcoding on every fitting, so we know exactly where this fitting is at all times. We barcode this through the shop until it actually goes out the door, and then we barcode it when it gets on the job site to make sure that it was delivered at that time.
Each piece is basically a custom piece that will fit in the assigned area per the drawings.
And on the black iron, the mechanical piping side, we create spool pieces so we can weld pieces of pipe that can be 8, 10, 20 foot long, however long we can make it to get it inside the building.
What we were talking about on the Kyle Field project being a groove lock connection, we actually won't be welding the pipe together. It'll be a mechanical joint clamped onto this area. Your next pipe runs down. So instead of taking the time to weld everything together and the length of time it takes for that much piping, we bolt it together and keep running. Our goal is to take 42-foot randoms, which means approximately 42 feet of pipe at a time, and hang it all at the same time. Rack it up, keep trucking.
We also have the plumbing scope, which in the plumbing scope we have all the waste piping, all the water piping coming into the building, all the natural gas that comes into the building to feed all the concession stands. And there's over 1,000 water closets and 700 urinals and over 700 lavatories in Kyle Field. Shouldn't have to find a place to go to the bathroom.
With the big gang bathrooms in Kyle Field, it's actually benefiting us because instead of having 1 and 2 bathroom stalls or urinals or lavatories, we're having banks of them, what we call batteries. So we're able to utilize the BIM process to build 20 batteries, or a 20 stall battery in one time. As you can see right here, this is a completed toilet battery for our prefabrication. Set up on wheels, ready to roll out to the job site, set in place. At this station is where the beginning of the process starts, where the framework is set up, where your carriers are put in place, all your piping. This station here is the final assembly before it gets the wheels put on it to roll it out. All your copper's in place, all your drain waste and vent is in place, and all your framework so that it can be picked is ready to roll. We build that, we roll it out, we bolt it down, and it's really benefiting us and the project as a whole because of the speed we're able to manufacture, install, and also get out of the way of the other trades. Because the faster that we can install our product, the faster the mason can install his product or the drywaller install his product.
We look forward to the most challenging, most difficult type projects. That's what we excel at. That's what we sell ourselves as being. Anybody can go do the everyday just office building type project. So the challenge here is, of course, the schedule. I mean, we've got a deadline to meet before that first game has to play.
And we feel that the challenging jobs that nobody else wants to go after, that's what we want. That's our comfort zone. We want short schedules, we want complex projects because that's what we're good at.
In Dynamic Systems, if you go through our management from the ground up, we have a whole lot of Aggies that work for us. So they're all excited about that too.
It's been a lifelong dream to see this thing come to fruition for us, and that I graduated there over 32 years ago, and to see the project, actually happen, and it's fun to work with a bunch of our friends that are involved that are also Aggies. It's a very meaningful project to us, and we want to see it through to the finish line.